Hi, my name is Greg Alexander and I'm an account manager at Morago. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a campaign with a banner advert. This is a newly created account, so it doesn't have any campaigns or ad groups or bids just yet. We can create a new campaign by selecting the New Campaign button just here. This opens up a 5-step wizard. In step 1, we choose the networks that we want the campaign to belong to. If you're interested in learning about networks and network groups more generally, please refer to our videos on System Network Management. So we're going to choose the network or networks we want the campaign to belong to. I'll choose the Display CPM network. Now we add a description. This is the name of the campaign. Give your campaign a distinctive name so you can identify it later. Once we have chosen the network we want and given our campaign a name, we're given the option to add a bid price. This is the amount that an advertiser is willing to pay for every click or 1,000 impressions. The pricing options that we see are CPC or CPM and are entirely dependent on the pricing models of the networks chosen. If a value is added here, it becomes the default value of all bids in the campaign. Bids can be altered individually later, but for now, as a standard, all clicks or 1,000 impressions will cost a minimum of what we set here. This is an optional field. If you want to use default network or system prices or add a price for clicks or impressions at bid level, you can leave this blank. As we're creating a CPM advert, I'll add an impression price. Below this is the start and end date. This is used to control when the campaign begins and ends if you want the campaign to run for a particular period of time. The default start time is always set to today at midnight, meaning that it will go on right away once it's been activated. If we want the campaign to start at a later time, we select the calendar symbol here and then choose the date we want. I'll set this campaign to begin tomorrow. Next is the end date. This is the date and time when the campaign goes offline. If you do not add anything here, the campaign will continue to spend until it is halted or its funds have run out. As I do not have an end date for this campaign, I'll leave it blank. There's also the option to set the keyword match basis. As this particular campaign is not going to use keywords, I will ignore this for now. Everything is set the way I want it, so I'm going to click the next button and move on to stage 2. Stage 2 is targeting, and we can use this to restrict activity to a number of different parameters. For example, if we wanted this campaign to show only adverts to publishers in specific countries or to viewers viewing from a certain browser. There's also the option at the bottom to select frequency capping. This allows advertisers to restrict the number of times a single user can either see or click on an advert in a day. This and all the other targeting options will be covered in greater detail in another video. For now, I will not set any targeting options and we can move on to step 3. But before we do, it's important to note that at this time in the process, you can actually select the Submit button to create the campaign with minimal details set. This is helpful if you just want to create the campaign as a sort of placeholder now and then complete the rest of the setup at a later time. This just prevents you from having to go all the way through the process if you just want to get something set up quickly for the meantime. So now on to step 3. Step 3 is where we set the ad group details. An ad group is a container for a series of keywords and copy sets. They do not do anything in themselves, they simply allow users to group together selections of bids and copy sets for easier management. The first field is ad group name. This is the name that you use to distinguish one ad group from another. Once we added this, we'll choose the selection type. The options available are dependent on the networks that we've assigned the campaign to. At the moment, this campaign is in a network that allows us to create keyword, sector, run of network, retargeting, and beacon ad groups. In order to demonstrate each of these, I will select them individually and then move on to step 4 so we can see how each of these selections differ. The first option here is keyword. Keywords are a series of words or phrases that a user searches for in order to generate adverts. Let's see how this looks in step 4. In the first box, we can enter a list of keywords or phrases that we want our adverts to appear against. Please note, you should only enter one keyword per line, and there's a limit on how long a keyword can be. In this case, the limit is 80 characters. The next field is the URL suffix. This is used if you want to add some deep links to the site to send your users to more relevant landing pages. The suffix must be submitted without the main URL. Let's jump back now and look at the next option, which is sectors. Sectors are a series of topic-based channels that advertisers can select, the idea being that a publisher will tag site pages with these same channels in order that adverts relevant to page content are shown. As before, you can also add a URL suffix for ad-specific landing pages. Okay, let's now go back and select the next option, which is going to be run-of-network. Run-of-network targeting is used as a means of filling residual advertising spaces. Run-of-network ads are usually shown after all other ads or where there is unused ad inventory. As run-of-network is used to fill residual space, there are no bids to select. If I click Next, which I've already done, you'll see that we're given a message telling us that we do not need to make a selection on this step and can move on to the next. I'll go back again, and this time I'll choose Retargeting. Retargeting allows advertisers to directly target individual users. User retargeting occurs when a user has visited a web page or has performed some action of interest and is then shown further relevant adverts. Retargeting utilizes the M3 advertising platform profile system that anonymously maintains information about users. There are no options to select at this level after retargeting has been selected either, so let's go back and select beacons. Beacon targeting is a behavioral advertising tool for targeting individual adverts or groups of adverts. The beacons used must be common to all advertisers and all publishers. In order for advertisers to be able to use beacons, the network must have beacons predefined. In this example, there are 5 beacons. If I were to select one, the advertiser will have their adverts automatically display on pages tagged by publishers with that particular beacon. Moving on now to step 5, this is where the first copy set of the campaign can be created. Further copy sets can be added once this initial campaign has been added. The media type, again, is dependent on the network chosen in step 1. So in this example, the banner media type is attributed to the display network and the available media sizes are seen here. After this, we need to select the media size. In this case, the size of the banner advert that we want to create. Next, we need to choose our advert type. This determines whether the advert is created in the M3 system or whether the advert is called from the third-party source via URL tags or URL itself. The selected advert type determines what is then shown below. Please complete the details for whatever it is that you choose. If you choose to create an advert inside the M3 platform itself, that is, then we'll need to add the copy name, which is the name of the copy set we are creating. Make sure it's distinctive so you can identify it from other copy sets. If you choose HTML tag, you'll also have to provide the HTML tag that you want to use to call the advert from another source. The same is true for the external URL. Then add the click-through URL. This is the URL that you want to direct users to once they have actually clicked on the advert. The last 2 fields are optional: target by user language and tracking pixel. Target by user language gives us the option to target the advert that we're creating to specific browser languages. I'll leave this as any for now. The last field is tracking pixel, and this is the space where you can add any tracking URLs should you have any that you want to apply to the advert. Now we can add some media to this advert. Previous selections will determine the kind of media that you might want to be adding, but generally, if you want to add some, click the Add Files button here. We then need to choose the image that you want to add, and then click the Start Upload button. The media file is then uploaded and associated with the new copy. For more information on how media and how it works, please refer to our media video. Now that all the various elements of the campaign have been chosen and an advert set up, we can click the Submit button to create the campaign. If reviewing is enabled on your platform, you will need to approve it before it can go live. That's largely how campaign creation works. If you have any questions about it or are not sure about anything in particular, please consider having a look at some of our other videos or contact your account manager, and I'm sure we'll be very happy to help you.